Good afternoon. It is Wednesday, March 22nd, 2023, just barely past 12:30 if this Premiere is working properly. I went ahead and recorded this yesterday afternoon while it was fresh on my mind to do so. I was messing around in DaVinci Resolve and I was messing around with nodes and the object removal. And I got to thinking, well, shoot, I should just record this and make this my premiere for tomorrow. So that's what I'm doing. So first demonstration is I'm not sure why this didn't work earlier today, except for it's working now. I'm going to click on my node. It's highlighted in red. I'm going to right click. I'm going to add a node. I'm going to add a serial node, and as you see, it adds the node. Now I'm gonna try to keep these in some semblance of order just for organizational reasons only. So we currently have four nodes. We have the original, the second. I'm gonna work with the third, and I'm gonna then go back and try to clean some things up. So I've already had the object removal in there. I'm gonna grab it and drag it into the third node. And right now I'm not messing with anything at all. I'm just doing some things. So I'm going to try to remove the camera above Doug's head right here. So that's my objective. I'm going to hit this and we're going to put a dot there, 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 and there. We're going to show it. Looks pretty good. Doesn't look like I got anything out of the ordinary. We going to go ahead and do a scene analysis. Now this one's taking a little longer than it normally has been taking. They've been relatively quick, and I don't know if that's because this is on the third node or what. It's just barely at 2%. The first two that I did, and you can actually see the first two that I did right here, they're horrible, but they worked. I was able to complete two. So I've killed two birds with one stone, so to speak. I have duplicated a node, and I have duplicated doing two different object removal. Um, I don't feel too bad about yesterday, actually. It was a learning experience for me, and I'm now going to continue in there and continue learning. Now, I suspect this is taking so long to process because I've got OBS running and I'm recording this. And I got a couple things open in YouTube, and I've got a Facebook tab opened. So I'll kill the Facebook tab and see if that speeds it up. So that's killed. That jumped up to 13%. Not really that significant of an increase. I'm again going to go out on a limb here and say it's because I am recording this in OBS, and OBS, as we know, takes a lot of power. So we'll just give it the time that it takes. I could stop recording this. In fact, I will stop recording this, and then I'll come back when it's finished. So apparently we've had a lot of dead air. I thought it was paused. It wasn't paused, but it's up to 27%. Um, I just wanted to say that, as you guys know, I've barely begun to learn DaVinci Resolve. There's some certain things that I've really excelled at, and I'm not meaning to ring my own bell or anything, but I've gotten quite good at certain things with text and static pictures and whatnot. This is sort of kind of the next step for me in broadening and learning more and experiencing more of DaVinci Resolve. So it's up to 35%. I am going to hit pause. Okay, it's finished. And I don't know how long it took because I stepped out and was talking to Mrs. K. So I'm going to go ahead and do the build clean plate. And we'll go back to the edit page. And not too bad. You can actually see the square, but I mean, first glance you can see. Again, there's other things you can do to brush that out a little bit, I'm sure. But for right now, I'm just trying to get the basics down. So I'm going to do one more. And I'm kind of curious as to what this last one will do. I may actually, you know what? I'm going to do two more. I'm going to go ahead and right click. I'm going to add one more node. It will be a serial node. And then we'll just make this kind of look as good as we can with the nodes. And then we'll bring this one over here as well, just in case I decide to add one more. You can tell the ones I've worked with because they've got the grayed out part, except for the area that it's masking out is being shown. So we're going to go to this one. I'm going to grab the object removal. I'm going to go to the feather, what they call a feather. And I'm going to see if I take the closet out. What are we taking out? This is going to be interesting on many levels. Not talking intentionally. I'm just, and obviously this one's going to have some stuff in it, so I'm going to bring it down to about right there. That looks all right. I'm going to show the mask overlay, and there it is. So my system's running a little bit behind. That's fine. And I actually see if this works, I know the next area that I'm going to take out, which is going to be this little area right down here. We'll go ahead and do a scene analysis. And this is probably going to take a while, again, because of OBS recording and because it's a large area and a couple other things that are going on. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this again. 1%. I'm going to kind of keep an eye on the talk this time, see how long it takes. Up to 19%. I've shut everything off except for DaVinci Resolve and OBS, and it's still just lagging along. So this is going to take a while. I think what I'll do is I'll wrap this one up and then bring this recording itself up, restart my system, then bring DaVinci itself back up and go from there. I'm just kind of curious on that last fifth node though, if I can get that little corner, and then I'll start looking into cleaning it up a little bit, getting rid of some of the square edges. Like, yeah, I can clearly see where the camera's at. I don't know that if someone that was looking at it for the first time would be able to see that or not. Just painstakingly moving along. So I'll be back when it's done. Up to 98%. It's taking it a while, 99% now. It's just taking a little longer. I'm not sure if that's because now it's done. So we'll go ahead and good. That looks good. That part looks really good. We'll go ahead and build a new clean plate and let it finish doing that. Most of that got done, although now it duplicated that, so I'm not sure I like that. Yeah, that's kind of weird that this one, oh, okay, it got it. It just is bringing Doug's sleeve. So I'm going to do one last one, and I'm going to do that on this one, except that this isn't showing up now over here, and it should be. So there we go. We're going to go ahead and do the last one here. Grab our marker, and we're going to go right there, right there, right there. We're just going to make a real quick triangle out of this, and we're going to go ahead and show that. Looks good. Do an analysis, hopefully, because it's so little, Oh wow. It didn't get I didn't get it all. I was hoping with this being so little that it wouldn't take forever to analyze, but it apparently is going to. So it just means my system needs to be rebooted. And we will go with this in just a minute. So I'm going to pause it again. Getting ridiculous, all these doggone pauses. Right, this one's taken an extremely long time. It's only up to 42%. It's been about a half hour. So I'm going to actually shut down OBS and I'll do a part 2 recording and stitch them together, and we'll see what it looks like, because I just think OBS is hogging it all up. So I will see you on part 2. All right, this is part 2. It's still Wednesday. It's still the 22nd. I've restarted my machine. I got some interesting things to share with that. I was prompted to upgrade to Windows 11. After a minute of finding out where decline was at, it prompted me to download Windows 11 again and install Windows 11. After finding that, I got a third one about Windows 11. They are just not going to give up. So we're going to jump right into this. I'm going to go ahead and bring I saved it. I canceled the last one and I saved it. And now I'm going to bring it back. I hope. We'll see. It's not looking too promising right here, is it? Because there should be something in here showing up. Not seeing anything. So that in itself is not promising. And I'm thinking maybe nothing got rendered because I don't see anything in these at all. And if I go back over here, I'm not seeing anything in there as well. So that's interesting that all that work I did appears to have been done for nothing. So we are just going to go ahead and delete that, which turns that to red. We're going to delete that, which turns that to red. We're going to go to the color page, and hopefully it's gone. It is. That makes sense because there's no source for it to grab. We're going to delete the timeline so that it is completely gone. And we're going to start this process all over again. Although this time around, I am not going to go into a great amount of detail. I'm going to just basically buzz through it if that picture even ever shows up. And it looks like right now it is not going to, because there it is. And there we go, finally. So let's get going in this. I'm going to go in here and just do what I need to do, which is add a node, add a serial node, add a node, add a serial node. I want 5 of them. So there's 1, there's 2, add a node, serial node, 3, add a serial node, put this one up there, and lastly, add a serial node, put this one right there, put that one right about there as well. All right, so we'll go back into the first one, and we are going to go in. I'm going to explain it. I'm just going to just jump right through it real quick. So go to the first node, and on the first one, I want to grab, and I am really going to do this very quickly because I only have about 15-20 minutes that I can do it. I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to do the scene analysis. Nothing is running but OBS and DaVinci Resolve. Nothing. In fact, I shut some things down that normally start up. So that one's done. Now I'm going to jump over to this one. And you'll notice I'm not even checking them. I'm just going to jump over to them. I'm going to grab my thing. And I'm going to do this one just as hastily. And we'll see how this turns out. We'll show it. Looks good. And analyze it. Yeah, I just think I needed to restart the computer. I really got to get myself in a better habit of doing that. That looks good. We'll go to the next one. Object removal. Go to the feather. I'm going to go ahead and grab this one. Oh, didn't get the feather. Oh, I did get the feather. Grab that. I'm going to go there, 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 back to there. Again, show it. Looks good. Analyze it. It's going a whole hell of a lot better, a lot faster. So I'm not sure what was going on with the computer. I just, it's depressing to think whatever. So that's 3. Go to the 4th one, drag this over that. Go to the, oh, did it get it? Power window. Now that's interesting that it's, oh, wait a minute. I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to get rid of that. I want to be in this one. But there we go. This is going to be the big one. So get my points here, there, 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 there. And again, this isn't going to be by any means of the stretch of the imagination, accurate, perfect, or whatever. We're going to show it. Looks good. We're going to render it. Basically, that's all that's doing. It's analyzing it. It's rendering that all out. And that's going to be that one. So that's that one. We'll go into the 4th one. Somehow I'm missing one. I'm going to drag that down over the top of it. Go grab our little render. We will actually expand that up a little bit. And I'm going to grab a little bit wider area this time and see if that makes any difference. We'll show the area. That looks cool. We will analyze it. I'm not sure what the 5th area was. 2, 3, 4. Oh, I got 6 this time. So that's fine. Great. So I'll reduce this back. I'll bring this back to where it should be. I'm just going to go see what that looks like over it. According to this, that looks really good. According to the color page. I'm going to just jump back to the edit page, and it's going to look horrible. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at that. Now, I don't like the fact that it's still showing that. I was hoping it would pick up the, oh, you know why? Because I skipped an important step. So we're going to go back to here. We're going to build a clean plate. We're going to go back to here. We're going to build a clean plate. We're going to go back to here. We're going to build a clean plate. We're going to go back to here. We're going to build a clean plate. I skipped this step. And then lastly, but not leastly, we'll go to there and build a clean plate. Yeah, it's going to look horrible, as it should, because there's just something I got to figure out. So that should be it. And then we'll go back to the edit page. And I don't see any change. Oh, there we go. Other than this big one right here and these edges that need to be blurred down a little bit, as well as this one, that's doing what it should do. That really is doing what it should do. Now, I'm not sure why it's showing up as red, but it is. And even in this one, it's showing up as red. I don't know if DaVinci's on its way out again or what's going on, because I should be able to click on this and see the rest of the page, but I'm not. Clearly I'm not. So what I have to do is I've got to call this a partial success, in that, again, now it's gone. So DaVinci, I got issues with DaVinci. I need to shoot them a video and show them what's going on and see what they think the solution is, because clearly now this isn't working. And I'm going to go just try something real quick. I'm going to go to Project Manager. I'm going to open up something else real quick, just out of curiosity. Okay, that's there. You all have seen my Zoom homies. I still think I need to go in to Fusion and I need to figure out which one of these is causing it to twist, which is got to be a Z-axis, which shouldn't take me that long to do, but that's not what today's subject is about. So that's these I got rid of because I don't need them. I took the spotlights out and it works just fine. If I jump back over here and hit play, other than the staticky of there, because it's rendering at the same time, although it should be rendered out already. This is done already. If I play this, it works just fine. So we'll get a mount back, march back over to this one. I'm hoping by opening this back up, it's there. And of course not. And give it a minute. 3:23 on Tuesday. It's when I'm recording this for the premiere. I'm not seeing anything showing up. In fact, if I go back over here, it's going to be, oh, that is interesting. Yeah, there's something clearly going on because I don't have, over here, I do not have the Zoom homies brought up. I opened up an entirely different project, and when I go to the color page, it's still catching this, even though it's obviously got the 6 nodes I created. So that's interesting, which means I probably should have rendered it out. And oh man, boundary. Oh, you got boundary, background, and object. Part 3 coming up, maybe. We will see. See what Fusion shows. Nothing, because there's nothing there. Go back to the edit page. Yeah, DaVinci just locked up. I can't even get to the edit page. There we go. That's another indication that it's locked up. So I have issues with DaVinci Resolve. I need to contact them, do a video, send them this video. I regret now not having rendered this out. Task Manager, see what's going on in Task Manager. And go to Performance. CPU looks okay to me. Memory looks fine. Using almost 11 gig of 64. None of this stuff is running. Obviously not on the internet. And the GPU is processing at about 2%. Even though, yeah, I guess those numbers are good. So I want to go back over here. Right click. Task Manager. I'm just going to shut DaVinci down. Fire DaVinci back up. I'm hoping somebody watches this and has some idea of what's going on and have experienced the same problem. It might need updated. I'm not sure. I'll double check that in a minute. So, bring this up. If it comes back, I'm going to be happy. I don't think it will come back. I think it's going to be, it is exactly what I thought it was going to be. I'll check for updates. It says my software is up to date, so that's not an issue. But you can clearly see all that work I did in there in the color page. At least it ain't red. The saga continues. So I'm going to wrap this up and bring in my part 1, part 2, stitch them together, add some cute little text, things of that nature. And you'll hear this at the end of the video. Thanks for watching.